Okay, so we're back for another deep dive. And you guys have been sending in some seriously thought-provoking stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, this self-knowledge thing, avoiding all that negativity that's out there, that's powerful stuff right there.
Absolutely.
So we're jumping right into episode 7,
Yeah.
and the title alone really grabs you. The Kingdom of Controversial Clarity, Unveiling Ugly Truths and Kingly Wisdom.
Wow. Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yeah, just chew on that for a second.
Yeah.
But it makes you think, doesn't it?
Definitely.
And, we dive right in and boom, we hit this quote.
Okay.
When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot hurt you.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. So what do you think? What resonates with you about that?
Well, I think for me, what really stands out there is this idea that inner strength, it's like a shield. Like you build up this inner strength and it's like nothing can really penetrate that.
Right. And it's like saying the real battleground is inside us, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because we all have these inner enemies.
Right, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Like self-doubt,
Yeah.
those limiting beliefs we all have,
Right, yeah.
those unresolved conflicts you just kind of push down.
Ugh.
And
Yeah.
those can really mess us up.
They really can. And, I think it's interesting how this episode kind of connects that to our reactions to what other people say.
Totally.
It's like if we haven't dealt with that stuff inside,
Yeah.
we're so much more sensitive to criticism.
Absolutely. It's like we're already on edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anything anyone says is like magnified.
Right. Like it just hits you harder.
Totally.
Because you're already kind of raw inside.
Yes. And the source material actually gives us some pretty cool strategies for dealing with those inner enemies.
Does it?
Yeah. It talks about self-reflection.
Oh, interesting.
Like really taking the time to understand our strengths, weaknesses, our triggers.
Or triggers.
Like what sets us off.
That's huge.
Yeah. So it's not about just ignoring those negative thoughts.
Yeah.
But more about really understanding them.
Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If you understand where it's coming from, you can kind of work with it.
Right.
Instead of just letting it control you.
Exactly.
And there's this other really cool part where they talk about building a strong sense of self-worth.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So it's like knowing your value, deep down, no matter what anyone else says.
It's like that inner confidence.
Yes. And when you have that, it's like the negativity from outside just kind of bounces off.
Right. It's like you've got this armor on.
Exactly.
And it can't penetrate.
Yeah. And, that ties in so nicely with another point the source makes about choosing our relationships wisely.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
And it's like once we've built up that inner fortress,
we
get to choose who we let in.
Right. It's like we become the gatekeepers of our own energy.
And, it's not about being closed off or anything.
No.
But it's about being discerning.
Discerning, yeah.
Recognizing who actually lifts us up.
Yes.
And who kind of drags us down.
I love that. And, the source actually says that distancing yourself from people who are constantly negative or draining, that's not a sign of weakness.
Right.
It's self-preservation.
Exactly.
It's like protecting your own energy.
And your own peace of mind.
Exactly. It's like those energy vampires everyone has in their life.
Oh, yeah.
You walk away from a conversation and you just feel drained.
Totally.
Recognizing that and setting some boundaries. That's huge.
It really is.
So what do you think?
Well, I think this episode really hammers home the importance of being mindful of the energy we surround ourselves with.
Yeah.
Are the people around us lifting us up or are they dragging us down?
And I love how it encourages us to actively choose those relationships that energize us and inspire us.
Right. It's not just about avoiding the negative.
No.
It's about actively seeking out the positive.
Yes. So instead of just running away from the bad stuff, we're moving towards the good stuff.
Oh, it's a totally different mindset.
It really is.
It's so powerful.
And, thinking about that, I'm kind of curious, what does that look like for you?
Oh, good question.
Yeah. What kind of relationships really inspire you?
For me, it's people who challenge me to grow,
Yeah.
The people who ask those thought-provoking questions.
Mm-hmm.
And they offer a different perspective, and they're not afraid to push me outside my comfort zone.
Oh, yeah. I love those people.
Right.
Yeah.
They're the best.
They make you think.
Yes.
And they make you better.
Exactly. And I love how this episode reminds us that those people are out there.
Yeah, they are.
It's not just about surviving all the negative stuff in the world.
Yeah.
But it's about actively building this kingdom.
A kingdom.
Of support and inspiration around us.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah. That's a beautiful image.
It's powerful stuff.
It really is. And it makes me wonder.
What's that?
How do we become those people for others?
Ooh. That's a good question. The ones who inspire and challenge.
Yeah.
How do we contribute to that positive energy?
That's a great question to ponder, I think.
Yeah.
And you know what? We would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Share your experiences with us.
Let us know.
Your insights on social media.
Definitely.
And until next time, keep diving deep.